quite excited to be here to talk to the community of wildfire here in Ankara. We heard a lot about technological solutions and applications, and our approach is that of ground-based sensors and networks. What Dryad Networks does, we detect fires within minutes from ignition. That's the vision of Dryad, and that's not just a vision. We're actually doing that today. What I'm showing here is a solar-based gas sensor. Think of it like an electronic nose. We attach that to a tree, and it can actually smell the fire, just like you would if you would be standing in the forest and somebody doing a barbecue. You would be smelling it, right? And so does this sensor. So it's solar powered, it can live for 10 years, and it's using AI and gas sensors to actually smell a fire. It's an electronic nose, and that enables us to detect fires even before there is a flame, at the smoldering phase of a fire, at very early stages when the fires are still tiny, and that gives a critical time advantage to the firefighters to extinguish a fire in its infancy. And that's what we provide as a value to the fire community. We can detect fires within minutes from ignition, and that enables the firefighters to get to the location of the fire with exact geolocation, extinguish the fire before it becomes a threat, before it spreads out of control. Now, one key thing is not just to detect it, and we do that very well, but also to get the data out of the forest, because we all know forests are really large areas, and most of them don't have any good mobile connectivity, right? I mean, if you're hiking in the forest, you typically don't have mobile reception. So how do we get the data out of those remote locations? Now, that is what we've done at Dryad Networks. We've created a solar-powered mesh network. We're building the Internet of Trees. Again, these are solar-powered devices, a bit bigger. They are attached to the trees every 2 kilometers, and they create a solar-powered mesh network, an IoT network. That's why we call it the Internet of Trees. That enables our sensors to detect fires and then to send the data over the mesh network to the internet, to our cloud platform, where then our firefighters get the exact geolocation of a fire within minutes from ignition. That's what we're doing with SilverNet at Dryad Networks. It's the ultra-early detection of wildfires with a ground-based sensor. Now, a key question that everybody asks, well, you can't put these sensors everywhere, and the forests are large, and that's absolutely true. So we're focusing on the wildland-urban interface. We're focusing on human-induced fires. So we're not saying that, well, you have to put a sensor into every hectare of Turkey, because that would be about 20 million sensors and probably a bit too much. But what we're focusing on is the areas where humans are causing fires, human-induced fires, which are in most countries about 85 to 90% of the fire ignitions. And the fire root causes are accidents, technical faults, arson. That's what basically reckless behavior, that's what's causing most of the fires. And those we want to get rid of with a Dryad SilverNet solution. So we're placing the sensors strategically in locations along hiking paths, along power lines, along railroads, along roads, along camping sites, wherever humans do stupid things, quite frankly. That's why we place the sensors to detect the human-induced fires within minutes and then enable the firefighters to extinguish them before they threaten human in proximity, before they threaten infrastructure, before they become dangerous, and before you need to apply the cavalry with big aeroplanes. So that's the vision of Dryad Networks, and it's not just a vision. We now have 50 deployments worldwide. We've shipped about 20,000 sensors, so it's deployed in places like Spain, Portugal, Greece, Italy, France, and as far as Thailand and Indonesia, but also, of course, in the United States and Canada. So we're really at the point of industrialization, scaling the solution with SilverNet. And now, the key thing is, once we have the network into place, the Internet of Trees, as we call it, why don't we do more with that? And that's the next step of what we're doing here at Dryad. We're building a portfolio of applications, and not just fire detection. We also want to analyze the fire risk by measuring the fuel moisture on the ground. We want to detect gunshots and chainsaws, illegal logging and illegal poaching, with not just with an electronic nose, but with an electronic ear in the forest, and other applications that will actually help to protect and restore our most vital ecosystem, the forest. Now, we're already doing the detection part within minutes from ignition, and now Dryad is working with SilverGuard on a solution to autonomously observe a fire. When a sensor detects a fire, we're sending an autonomous drone overhead to the location of the fire to provide infrared and optical video from the fire within minutes from ignition. And the next step is we're also going to work on autonomous suppression.